This is a review of the main events in the armed forces of Ukraine for the past week. The defense of Pokrovsk, Myrnohrad and the surrounding areas became the focus of a walk-in meeting between the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and commanders. General Syrskyi once again visited the Pokrovsk direction this week. He outlined the key tasks: to cut off enemy logistics, counter the enemy in the air, and block attempts to assault the cities by small infantry groups. During the meeting, decisions were also made on how to reinforce Ukrainian units and improve their supply and the evacuation of the wounded. The Pokrovsk direction remains the hottest spot. On the 7th Rapid Response Corps of the Air Assault Forces reported that the enemy intends to the near future to cut the land connections between Myrnohrad and Pokrovsk. The invaders are trying to encircle Myrnohrad, moving towards the settlements of Rivne and Svitle. Air assault units are holding back the enemy's advance in the area of Krasny Liman. The corps is reinforcing its grouping to protect the southern outskirts of the city. The situation on the Huliaipole direction is also tense. This week, the Southern Defense Forces of Ukraine reported that the enemy is conducting active assault operations and decreasing the number of artillery strikes and the use of kamikaze drones. Ukrainian defenders are holding the line, communication and logistics have been established, support is being provided and there is no encirclements. Every day they eliminate from 250 to 300 occupiers and more than 50 units of weapons and military equipment. The 33rd Separate Assault Regiment of the Group Forces and Adjustments units repelled the offensive and regained control of the situation near Huliaipole. The front line there has been stabilized. The enemy continues to strike peaceful cities. On Tuesday night, the Russians carried out a massive attack on the capital of Ukraine. There are many killed and wounded. In 3 districts of Kyiv, residential buildings were hit. In Kherson, a woman and her child were killed when Russian occupiers dropped explosives from a drone onto their car. Attacks on civilian vehicles in frontline areas, unfortunately, are not isolated incidents. The Russians continue to attack energy infrastructure. In Odessa, they once again struck the port area. There are many injured, including children. The Russians also attacked Zaporizhia. On the night before Wednesday, in 3 districts of the city, the terrorists damaged 31 apartment buildings, 20 private houses and dormitory, and non-residential premises. There are many injured people. This week, 6 Russian drones crossed into the airspace of Moldova and Romania. President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky noted that this is why all partners must remember that Ukraine needs more weapons and air defense systems. At the same time, the Ukrainian defense forces do not shell Russian cities and do not strike residential areas of public facilities. They destroy only military targets and industries that support the terrorist army of the enemy. Last week, using Bars jet-powered drones and Neptune cruise missiles, the defense forces hit an aircraft repair plant in the city of Taganrog in the Rostov region, as well as an experimental military aircraft A-60 located on its territory. In addition, a facility producing Molniya drones was hit. The defense forces also carried out a strike on the Syrskyi oil terminal in Novorossiysk and on the Tuapse oil refinery in the Krasnodar region of Russia. A strike also hit the Vnir Progress plant in the Cheboksary, which produces components for cruise and ballistic missiles. The defense forces also hit the Saratov oil refinery and a drone storage site at the Sake airfield in temporarily occupied Crimea. Ukraine is launching a joint defense innovation funding program with NATO. This was announced by the Ministry of Digital Transformation. The first pilot competition, with a total budget of 10 million euros, is expected to take place at the beginning of the next year. The program will provide grants in 4 areas, including counter-drone systems and ground robotic systems. After a successful pilot phase, the program's funding may be increased to 50 million euros. According to the Deputy Secretary General of NATO, this project will become a beneficial initiative within which innovators from both sides will work together to address urgent challenges on the battlefields. This was a review of the main events in the armed forces of Ukraine over the past week. Take care and stay safe. Glory to Ukraine!